Hello everyone, welcome to Baddy Overwatch League Week 5. This is the last week of the regular season, so we got a lot of high stakes matches incoming. I'm Evilite here with my co-caster BSRK. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Just got off the phone with our sponsor and Supreme Leader China involving the little love DDoSes that they just got done giving us.
Well, we're in the game now, so we're all good to go. Matchup here for the first game of the day is Face Down Shields Up versus Baddy League on Wednesday nights. Face Down Shields Up currently holding the 3 spot in the standings, while Baddy League and Overwatch or Baddy League on Wednesday nights is currently number 1. Really, both these teams have all but Baddy League on Wednesday nights has pretty much secured their spot in the playoffs, and they're just fighting for seeding. Whereas Face Down Shields Up is almost all but secured their playoff spot. There's an outside chance that they don't make it, but it's more likely than not that they do.
Yeah, so this is a pretty big match for both teams right now. If Blown wins this, they can secure the top seed, and I believe that's a bye in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, it gets them to the finals.
So if you're Blown, you really want to you want to win this match, but you also want to see how the next match goes. And if you're Face Down Shields Up, you're fighting for you're pretty confident, but you're still fighting to make sure that you can't be usurped for third place. So, pretty big match for both teams right now.
Yeah, it is possible. I mean, pretty much Baddy League and Wednesday nights, they are the number 1 seed. So if they win out, it's all in their own hands, and they'll secure that first seed. But here we go. Starting up, Baddy League on Wednesday nights is going to be the offensive team to start off, as they come in with the Orisa Hog, Head Reaver on the Doomfist. Meanwhile, K4 on this far, raining rockets from above, is Head Reaver trying to get into the backline to cause some disruption, but he's not going to really catch anybody just quite yet. They are starting to get the point pushed a little bit. No one has fallen just yet.
No kills coming through yet the cart is moving, and there it is.
Head Reaver is going to get taken out by Sugary Panic, as this might kind of want him to force Baddy League to back up a little bit, as Head Reaver is going to swap off the Doomfist over to the Ash, and ooh, great hook coming in from Eggman, but that's not going to be able to take out the Pharah, as K4 is going to be able to take out Heron, as Coalescence is going to be popped by both supports here, as K4 going to shut down the Immortality field. Defense is holding pretty good so far. Supercharger gonna come out of the Mighty Wolf, as this is gonna be able to push him back, as Sugary Panic's gonna be able to take out Benny. Eggman's gonna fall to the Mighty Wolf. Sugary Panic's gonna take out another one, as this is a great defensive fight.
That team fight is finally over. That went for almost half the time bank. Look at this.
Yeah, it's a minute and a half. That was finally got the reset, as Head Reaver's now going to swap back over to the Soldier. Heron swapping off the Hanzo onto the McCree. Whole Hog ready for great move coming out of K4 as he knocks Eggman and Heron off the bridge into the river, and that's going to reset once again.
The thing that I find super weird is, look what position Dr. Eggman's on. Running the Roadhog, and they don't have him running the Doomfist, which was a huge contributor to their success last week, as that man can literally take on a whole team with the Doomfist, but they're having him run the Hog today, which to me is a huge surprise.
Very interesting. Amp Matrix coming out of Otterbotter, and Sugary Panic's going to get melted super fast. K4 coming in with the Barrage, going to be able to take out Eggman, but he's going to get sniped out of the sky by Heron. Bob coming out of Super T, is he's only going to be able to get the Immortality field with that one, as Coalescence coming out of both supports once again. It's a pretty even fight thus far, as Baddy League on Wednesday nights trying to push to this choke point, as Supercharger coming out of the Mighty Wolf, as it doesn't really seem to be able to get much usage out of that. He's going to get taken down really easily, as Baddy League on Wednesday nights finally gets the offensive advantage, and they're going to be able to push this cart very far, as K4 kind of just hovering around, trying to get some pot shots on the back line, but he's not really going to get too much with that. Eggman, who's swapped off the Roadhog over to the Sigma, he's going to be able to take out his Sigma counterpart, as this is what they're looking for. They're really close, as a Supercharger coming out of Benny. Amp Matrix, lots of damage amp coming in, as Eggman, Head Reaver, going to pick up a couple kills. as this is going to be the first point capture coming in for Baddy League on Wednesday nights.
I think a huge contributor to that team fight was Heron. Doing very well with taking out all those backline heroes on the side of Shield Up. And it was by the time the team fight was already won was when they finally started to contest him.
Yeah, definitely. Once they put down the supercharger and the amplification matrix at the same time, and they just instantly got melted.
And there he goes again.
Aaron taking out Super T, but he's going to get rezzed up by Scarlet right away, so he's back in the fight as the Mighty Wolf's going to get taken out by Benny. Coalescence coming out of Cuban Pete. Super T's going to counter with the Bob, but Head Reaver pops his his tactical visors. He's going to be able to take out 2, but he's going to get traded out by Sugary Panic. Bob's going to fall to Benny as they still continue to get the offensive advantage here.
This is looking to be, despite not having Eggman on that DPS where he's most comfortable, this is still looking to be a really good match for Baddy League.
Flux coming in, is he's going to get a couple as a great ult. Coming out of the Mighty Wolf is going to pull a couple of the Baddy League members together as they're going to get chased down and taken out. And they finally stop the snowball as they get a defensive fight win here.
Yeah, and if you're face down Shield Up, you're really happy with where you managed to stop the cart, because look at all this distance that Baddy League has to go just to even touch the cart. And look at all this ground that it gives face down Shield Up to work with.
Yeah, so not many ults available right now. Flux is up for Eggman. Otterbotter does have the amplification matrix as the Mighty Wolf has got a supercharger once again. Scarlet holding on to the Valkyrie for now.
Yeah. The team fight has been going on for a couple of seconds.
Coming in from the top rope. He's going to take out K4 as here comes a Flux in from Eggman. He's going to take out Super T as this is a really good fight coming in. Scarlet's going to be able to get Super T right back up though.
Very good res from Scarlet.
She is going to be able to get out. She got out really easily. A little too easy if you ask me. But amplification matrix coming out of Otterbotter, not really going to get too much value as Eggman does take out Super T with the accretion. The Mighty Wolf's going to trade out Benny.
Honestly, that fight was over when Head Reaver and Heron picked up those first 2 kills, because that forced Shield Up to give so much ground. So much valuable ground that they could have held to be able to keep contesting that point. But they just had to give up space and let Blown take the point.
Yeah, while you say this, K4 coming in with the Dragon Strike is going to take out 2 and take out another one with the bow. That's going to be another defensive hold as Baddy League did take the second point, so they're 2/3 of the way there.
And we're having these really long team fights, which, given both the tank lines being the Sigma and Orisa, I think that's the fights we're going to expect to see from the Double Shield, is these very long team fights that will be definitive depending on which of the 2 teams gets the first one.
I don't mean to cut you off here, but Benny coming out with the supercharger. Tactical visor coming out of Super T as the supercharger coming out on both sides actually, as Blazinga with the Coalescence is going to take out both utility. Here comes a big Flux coming out of Eggman. He's going to be able to get much, but they're not going to be able to take him out as Super T is going to pick up Cuban Pete with the Helix Rocket. Heron going to get the headshot on the Super T as it's a pretty even 5v5 fight so far. Immortality Field out for Otterbotter, trying to keep her team alive. K4 is going to be able to take out Heron with the McCree. They're still getting some offensive push here, but not too much. The Graflux gonna not actually come out. As Head Reaver gonna take out Super T with a Rocket Punch, Doomfist v Doomfist. As this is looking pretty solid so far. A big halt from the Mighty Wolf pulling together Baddy League on Wednesday nights as Head Reaver gonna take out Blue Zingo with the Rocket Punch. Meteor Strike coming in on the back line. K4 is gonna follow that one.
Here it is. Here's the team fight end.
Yeah, Cuban Pete, Head Reaver, Heron all picking up kills here as
like I was saying, such
coming
long
here on the end.
fight.
Heron with the headshot on the Blazinga, as that's going to be the full 3-point capture with 10 seconds remaining.
Baddy League
overall, pretty
finishes
good.
the point, but only with 10 seconds left. They finish it while the team fight's going, but that was such a long team fight. That was almost a 2-minute team fight going on right there.
I wouldn't necessarily say it was that long, but it was on the longer side.
And I think that's what we should be expecting to see with both teams running Double Shield against each other, is these very long, drawn-out team fights where even if they lose one, they still try to hold out. And with these two teams pretty evenly matched going against each other, they tend to trade, which makes the team fights go out for even longer.
Yeah,
So I think we're going to see... Oh, sorry.
Pretty much with the double shields, it's the most of the fights literally just trying to break each other's shields, and it's who can really find the flank and get the pick that the shield isn't covering.
Yeah, it's gonna really come down to who plays the better Doomfist to determine who wins these team fights.
Well, you say that as no one's coming up with a Doomfist right now, so...
Then it might be whoever the Widows can come up with, because we've been seeing Heron.
Heavy does switch over to the Doomfist, but yeah, there is a Widow on both sides, so sniper battle might determine who gets the advantage going through into these team fights. As you know, you take out your opposing Widowmaker, it's just firing range, easy. Don't have to worry about getting sniped out.
But we see here, none of them are running the double shield, so I think we might be seeing some quicker team fights now. And I think if you're face down shield up, that's essentially what you want, because you want to be able to finish with a bigger time.
Alright, well, here we go. They're both coming out with Orisa Hog. As Mighty Wolf looks like he took a big headshot from Heron, as he had to kind of sit back and heal up a little bit. As let's see, I'm looking for these Roadhogs to see if they can try and pick someone out with the hook here, because I think that might be the big one. Is Head Reaver coming in, gets the uppercut rocket punch combo on a K4, takes him out really early, but he's going to get traded out by Sugary Panic as Eggman takes out the Mighty Wolf. Benny's going to get the halt to pull Super T off the bridge. Mighty Wolf's going to get res back up by Scarlet, but Eggman and Heron are going to take out two, as this is a really good first defensive stand looking in for Baddy League.
There we go. There's the Heron we all know and love.
Yeah, Heron's he's almost got infrared already. So this is going to be really good information advantage. We're going to see if... Yeah, K4 did switch over to the Pharah. But he's going to... he's actually going to be able to get the flank on the Heron. He's not expecting that. So infrared sight's not going to be very useful as he gets taken out right as he calls it in. Sugary Panic going to take out Cube and Pete as they're finally starting to get some momentum onto this payload.
That opening that face down shields up was looking for, those first two kills on very vital targets as well. Both the Widow and what was it, the Moira?
Ooh, big headshot on a Scarlet by Heron, but Sugary Panic and K4 gonna get revenge as both Coalescence is gonna come out, but Bluzinga is gonna get hooked by Dr. Eggman. Sugary Panic gonna be able to trade Eggman out as Benny takes out his opposing Orisa.
Whoa!
Heron with the headshot on a Super T, as this is a really good fight coming in for Baddy League on Wednesday nights. Autobot are gonna be able to take out K4, and that's another fight win. As we're halfway through the first point here. I'm not sure if Face Down Shields Up is going to look for maybe a hero swap here. It looks like they're holding on the same because they do have 3 ultimates. They have 2 more coming up. Scarlet's got the Valkyrie. K4 is almost going to have the barrage here. Ooh, nice halt hook combo is going to pull Sugary Panic in. He's not going to be able to get back behind the Orisa shield, as this already makes it a quick 5v6 as Heron's going to take out Super T. Combination of the infrared sights from Heron and the amp matrix from Otterbotter is going to be able to shut that down really fast.
Yeah, I think a lot of the team fight wins on the side of Baddy League right now. Huge credit to Heron. This guy is making crazy angles, trying to take these aerial pot shots at the heads of his enemies, and they're working. And I think that's what's helping Baddy League really hold their own in this match right now.
Yeah, Heavy Reaver's going to get picked out by Super T, but it does seem like he's going to be able to get back here before the next team fight. Oh, wow, Heron.
Ooh, but he gets claimed.
He does get taken out by Sugary Panic, as it's a 5v5 right now, but a big hook out of Eggman gonna pull K4 in. Supercharger Coalescence coming out as Meteor Strike coming in from Head Reaver is gonna take out the Supercharger from the Mighty Wolf. He's gonna get taken out by Eggman as another defensive fight advantage here for Baddy League. They only got 30 seconds, so Face Down Shields Up's gotta do something really soon. They got both DPS ults and the Valkyrie. Maybe if they use they gotta pop all these ults if they want to be able to get this point.
Baddy League being very smart with their ult economy. they basically wait until they lose a player when they want to really start cracking open ults, and even then they're still really frugal with them, and they're winning the fights, which makes it all the more better.
Only 10 seconds to go as Eggman's going to get a hook on his Sugary Panic, but he's going to stay up as Scarlet's going to be forced to pop the Valkyrie, as Headweaver's going to get taken out by K4. Eggman going to pop the whole hog, take out the Baddy Wolf. High Noon coming in, Super T, he's not going to be able to find anybody with that. Eggman, Otterbot are going to find both DPS players. This is not looking good for face down, shields up. Overtime is in effect right now as they have no DPS on the point. Cube and Peep going to pop Coalescence. Scarlet's going to get taken out. Blue-Zinga's going to get taken out. Sugary Panic is going to fall as well, as this looks like that is going to be the end of map 1 on Rialto. Baddy League on Wednesday night is going to take that one.
Just wow. Is Face Down Shields Up doing okay? They had a lot of really good fights, but they just couldn't. They had a lot of really good beginnings to their fights, but they just couldn't follow through.
Honestly, they're just getting brute forced by Baddy League. They're just, I'm pretty much just straight out outplaying them. They're just working as a team much better. Going to be able to push through those shields a lot better. A lot of really good hooks coming out of Eggman. Really be able to pick out a couple of the players on Face Down Shields Up that really shut the fights down before they started.
Oh yeah, because we'd see team fights where Face Down Shields Up would get that first kill, but I think it's such good game sense on the side of Baddy League that they just know exactly what to do to be able to stay in this fight and even win it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's going to be the end of map 1. Map 2, we are heading over to Watchpoint Gibraltar, another escort map. We've got 2 escort maps this week. That's very interesting.
Oh yeah, and even after seeing that as a map, I still wouldn't say this is close to over, because we've seen Face Down Shields Up come up with some pretty amazing plays, so I would not be surprised if they come out with something and they make it work, because Face Down Shields Up, they got Super T, they got K4, like they have a really, really solid DPS line, so I think it's just a little bit of change up of coordination, and I could very well see them turning this match around.
So it looks like they're going to keep Eggman on the tank position as Headweaver's going to stay on the DPS. Really interesting choices here. It doesn't look like they're going to kind of rely on the Doomfist this week, because I feel how I believe is that they're trying to work without the Doomfist, because in case Eggman does get shut down, I mean, how else do they win?
Yeah.
If they can win other ways without him being on the Doomfist, that seems to be really, really scary.
Oh yeah, and he's not a half bad. He is a very decent Roadhog player as well. So honestly, you could just put the guy on half the roster, and he's one of those people where I've never seen him play much of the roster, but if you give him those heroes that he loves to play, he will bring results, and it's those kind of players that really stand out in this league.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the more talented players that we've seen here. He's going to be on the D.Va. Very interesting enough.
Not something we see very often, but I am very interested to see what he does with it.
They are on offense, so they are sitting in spawn right now, so he can swap at any moment, but as of right now, that's kind of what he's sitting on. Okay, so he's going to swap to the Zarya, another DPS-esque tank champion coming in. So we got Super T on the McCree, K4 on the Widowmaker. So we got another Widowmaker battle coming in between K4 and Heron. Heron has pretty much had the upper hand pretty much on the second point of last map, so kind of see how this goes.
Out here. But he is ultimately going to play the Roadhog.
So he does switch back over to the Roadhog, okay. So Baddy League on Wednesday nights, they're going to start on offense here as K4 is going to take out Headweaver right away, but they're getting this payload pushed pretty quickly as they're going to be able to get it under the bridge. They're going to force Face Down Shields Up to back up really early off this high ground as K4 takes out Heron. Probably one of the first times he's actually won that Widow duel thus far, as Super T's going to be able to take out Otterbot. It's a pretty good beginning of the first fight here, as the Mighty Wolf's going to get pulled in, but he gets a great haul coming in. Eggman's going to fall to K4, but the Mighty Wolf is going to fall to Cube and Pete, as right now it's looking 5v5. Scarlet getting a really nice res in onto the Mighty Wolf. Yeah, Benny's going to get taken out by Sugary Panic. This is a great res. Really kind of helps keep the momentum there for the defense as they're going to be able to kind of push him back.
See, here's the face down shields up we know and love at home here.
I will boost you.
And
Yeah, if they really just need to enable this DPS line with some solid support and tank play, they can definitely go toe to toe with anybody.
different approach here coming out from the side of Baddy League though. So probably trying to take this high ground.
Oh, K4 gonna get hooked by Dr. Eggman. He was really out of position there.
Good start.
As Eggman's gonna get halted off the high ground as Cuban Pete coming in with a coalescence. This Head Reaver's gonna get a nice uppercut as here comes the Nano Whole Hog. Blazinga playing the Ana here instead of the Moira.
Over.
But it doesn't seem like it's really going to do too much as Ant Matrix coming out of Otterbotter as Head Reaver and Heron going to take out the supports.
Yep.
Coming in with the damage, going to be able to take out Sugary Panic as this is looking like that's the first point coming in cap for Baddy League.
That team fight was over the second they killed Super T. Because they started, once you face down shields up, I don't want to call them a glass cannon of a team, but their DPS is very noticeably their strong point. So if you take that out...
Ooh, K4 and Super T were kind of caught out on the high ground here, so they're going to get taken out really early as this is a lot of free payload time here for Baddy League.
See, that's the problem that I think that's the folly that Face Down Shields Up faces, where amazing team, but once you take out those star DPS players, their team has a really hard time trying to cope with it.
Well, not much of a team fight here on point 2 as they just steamroll all the way from the beginning to the end without much resistance. It really came down to Super T and K4 getting caught out super early as K4 gets caught again by Eggman. He's really putting a show on this Roadhog here. So if we're looking at ultimates, both support ults available for face down shields up and the supercharger is available as Heron's going to take out Super T. Super T's playing the Widow now, but he's going to get taken out. But Scarlet is going to be able to get the res onto him, so he is back up.
Heron, you are on fire today.
Super T can be able to take out Benny. This is going to be a heroic stall if they can do this. Head Reaver coming off the top rope.
Super T making sure to remind his enemy who's the real top hit scan in this match, as he's going to take out both Cuban Pete and Mighty Wolf.
Super T showing up right now on this Widowmaker. As he's going to look to get this high ground here. He's going to pop infrared sights here. This is going to give the team information of their whereabouts. Sugary Panic going to get the Hull Hook combo onto Eggman. He's going to get finished off by K4.
Head Reaver taking a really interesting route on this Doomfist. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, both the Widow and the Doomfist. Oh wow, nice Hull Hook combo coming in. As Heron's going to get taken out by the Mighty Wolf. This is looking really good.
Yeah,
as the Hulk's going to come in, going to pull Head Reaver out.
This is a very
able to punch away.
Cold War team fight. They just kind of, they brawl a little bit, and then they back up, and then they go back to brawling, and they
nice
just kind of back up.
In his Sugary Panic. He's actually going to get taken out by Heron as the Ant Matrix coming in with the Blizzard.
Both teams
coming out of K4. He's going to get a couple targets here. There's a nice shooting range available for Super T, but he's going to get halted off the edge and taken out by Head Reaver. The Mighty Wolf's going to get pulled in. Supercharger coming out of Benny as he's going to be able to charge up his team, give him a lot of extra damage. Whole Hog going to be countered out by Sugary Panic as Supercharger's going to get shut down as Benny's going to get taken out by Sugary Panic. Meteor Strike coming in. And Sugary Panic's going to get the nano boost here as he's going to try and see if he can do some damage as he is going to take out Head Reaver. Infrared sights coming out of Super T once again. Heron's going to counter with his own.
This has got to be the retreat.
Hook not going to land for Sugary Panic as the Mighty Wolf is going to get taken out, not being able to sit behind his barrier. But Scarlet is going to be able to get the res on him, so it is still back to even 6v6. Ooh, Nice Hulk's going to pull 4 together as K4 is going to take out Cuban Pete. This is looking really good. They're stalling pretty well. They started this point with about, I don't know, like 4.5 minutes, almost 5, and so far they are stalling pretty well. The Mighty Wolf is going to get taken out by Benny, so their main tank is down. They do have a pretty good spawn advantage here, as they're still having sniper battle back and forth between Heron as Super T's going to get hooked out after getting halted.
This is such a this is such an inconsistent, brawly team fight that's going on for so
It's a
long.
lot of picks coming back and forth as Eggman gonna kidnap Sugary Panic with the hook. Take him to the basement, gonna take him out. Eggman with another hook on the Mighty Wolf this time. The Super T's gonna be able to take out Otterbotter. Scarlet's gonna get traded out by Heron, and Headweaver taking a nap on the payload, pushing the payload, but he's gonna get hooked off the payload by Sugary Panic.
Headweaver almost completing the map in
That would
almost taking his turn doing it.
have been a total meme for that one. But both superchargers coming out as Cuban Pete's gonna take out Sugar Panic with the Coalescence. Super T taken out by Eggman as Bionate's gonna hit a couple, but not really gonna do too much as K4 is gonna take out the supercharger. The Immortality Field is gonna go down. Luzinga's gonna fall. Scarlet's down. The Mighty Wolf's down. This is looking really good for Baddy. They only got 4.79 meters to go. And they got the fight advantage here. They're taking about half the team as they're trying to stall as best as they can with the close spawns, but it's not gonna be. That's not gonna happen as they do get the point pushed.
That whole third point was just a one long team fight from what it felt like.
Yeah, there was never really any like big reset that kind of had a lull in the action as they pretty much, I mean, Face Down Shields Up did a great job stalling out because after getting completely mowed over on that second point, they had about like 4.5, almost 5 minutes to get that third point, and they got them underneath a minute. So overall, pretty solid defense coming out on that third point from Face Down Shields Up.
That was, while they might have gotten all 3 points, that was still amazing hold from Face Down Shields Up, like you said. And they knew exactly when to start to disengage and re-engage to keep the team fight going, because they really did not want to give up space. And I think if you're in that situation, you really don't want to.
Ready for battle.
Well, anyway, they did get all 3 points captured here, so the Face Down Shields Up is going to have to answer with a full push of their own if they want to push this to a second round.
Which I think they're more than capable of.
They definitely are. So they're kind of going shifting away from the longer to mid-range hit scans between the McCree and the Widowmaker that they've shown, over to a more brawly kind of.
Oh yeah, they're going
up close and personal with the Reaper and the May here. They're gonna go double shields here. Sugar Panic is gonna swap off the Roadhog onto the Sigma here.
Double shield Mayblade. Here we go, boys.
Also, Scarlet not playing the Mercy. She's playing the Lucio here. So never really see her play that too much. It's gonna be really interesting to see what she can do.
It's something you see commonly run with the Reaper.
Yeah, definitely gonna be able to give him the mobility to get in and out. As they're gonna push onto this high ground really early, as Headweaver comes flying out of the back line. He's gonna be able to take out the Mighty Wolf with the Seismic Slam. Is looking really solid as a first fight as they get the first pick here. But no one else is falling just yet. Super T gonna take out Otterbotter as Cuban Pete gonna take out Scarlet with the orb, the damage orb. Benny and Eggman are gonna take out the DPS player. So Face Down Shields Up. This is gonna need to be a reset here as they don't wanna lose any more time than they already have.
Really good job of getting out on the side of Shields Up though. Did not lose any of the last remaining 3 members of their team, and they were in that fight.
Ooh, Heron caught out on the high ground as they get up there really fast.
Yeah, if you're Face Down Shields Up, you want to capitalize on this.
But here comes Headweaver in the backline with a rocket punch. He's gonna get the slam onto Sugary Panic. He's not gonna be able to take him out, and Cuban Pete's actually gonna get taken out by Super T. Headweaver gonna take out Bluzinga. Super T with the second onto the other support as they got no more healers, so if they can
Super T just chasing down Eggman, but
he is gonna get taken out. He got maybe a little too over aggressive there. As a supercharger coming out of Benny, he's gonna be able to get a couple there. Headweaver coming in with a rocket punch onto Scarlet.
wow.
Bunch going in the favor of
Baddy
Baddy.
taking that team fight back? Wow. They were on the brink with that one, and they just disengaged and re-engaged with perfect coordination.
They lost both their healers pretty early, but they were able to kind of. There was enough room that they could give up for wait for him to come back, as Eggman had a bunch of really good picks. He also got a couple with the whole hog there. So it looks like face down shields up is going to try and push through this room as K4 is going to get caught up by the rocket punch by Head Reaver. As this is another 5v6 fight really quickly as they got a minute and a half left to get this first point, so they have a little bit of time left. Kind of reset and try and get this point as the halt hook not going to connect.
Are we gonna see? No, there's no way we see a repeat of Rialto.
Face down shields up, kind of waiting for K4 to come back. They have 4 ultimates here, and they almost got the coalescence up as well, so...
And if you're...
They have a really, really big ult advantage here, so they should be able to take this out.
Here it's gonna be.
Here comes the Blizzard coming out of K4. He's going to be able to take a couple, but the Immortality Field is keeping him safe.
Super
Eggman's going to fall to Super T.
Chooses not to go through on the Death Blossom.
He's still up, he still has it available, but Heron's pretty uncontested up here as he's just kind of taking pot shots. And face down shields up as here, indeed, comes the Death Blossom. Oh wow, he's gonna pick up 3! And that's a really big play coming out of Super T. He's gonna get hooked by Eggman, but he's got the backup of the rest of his team. And wow, big play coming out of Super T here.
Dude, hero of that team fight. Won that fight for him right there, secured it.
He was really, really patient with that Death Blossom. He held that for almost the entire team fight. And at the very end, he found a really good window to pop it, and man, did he make it happen.
I think if you're face down shields up, that's what you want. You're getting good starts to your team fights, but I think if they can secure more team fights, just like what they did with Super T there, I think they can really turn this match on its head.
So Head Reaver kind of diving in the back line, but he's going to get halted and his momentum's going to get stopped and he's going to get taken down. The Flux is going to maybe coming from Sugary Panic, but he's going to get hooked by Eggman before he can really pull that out as Heron's going to get the snipe onto Scarlet as it's another early defensive hold here coming out of Baddy League.
And that's just going to be the retreat coming out of shield up. You can't fight it.
Eggman taking out K4 as this is going to stall this point even further. Head Reaver kind of hanging up here on this top ledge looking for a big slam coming in. K4 did swap off the Mei onto this Widowmaker. He's not very happy with Heron just kind of freely shooting his teammates, so he's gonna do his best to try and do something about this.
We're gonna see if he can.
All the support ults coming out. Death Blossom coming in out of Super T. He's gonna be able to pick out both supports.
The hero again.
But Head Reaver's gonna be able to take him out with the Meteor Strike. Eggman and Head Reaver comboing for a bunch of kills as what looked like a really early advantage for face down shields up is gonna get countered.
These are such back and forth team fights. You never know who's gonna win.
Yeah, it's almost like whoever's like popping all their ults second is the ones who's winning.
60 seconds remaining.
And
so they kind of wait out the first ultimates. Although Super T did pick up both supports with his, but he did not take out Eggman and Head Reaver, who both had their ultimates available. And Eggman's already halfway to another whole hog.
Super interesting match. Just like a bunch of shifts in power, and I think it's what we like to see.
Super T gonna get kind of just face. Eggman just literally walked up. I don't even know if he hooked him. He just walked up and just left clicked Super T and he just died. Benny playing a little too aggressive here though, as K4, who is now swapped off the Widow onto the Reaper, is going to get taken out by Heron with 2 kills, is going to be able to shut down this team fight really early. Eggman with another whole hog. He's going to get hooked in by Sugary Panic, but it's not going to matter as the rest of his team's getting taken out by the rest of his compadres. Heron with back-to-back headshots on the Super T and the Bluzinga. K4 not going to be able to get back to the payload as that's going to be it for map 2 here on Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Heron, what kind of
Wednesday
battle
nights.
did you take before this match? Jesus, dude.
Of the game.
His connection's on point right now. He's happy. So here comes Super T on that one fight where he got
Man, that was a really
a couple really, like, they survived most of that Death Blossom, like, really to the very end. But it was just the last couple hits out of it. Be able to take out 2. Took out another one with the left click.
Face down, shields up, down but not out. They could turn it. They can't turn around the series now, but they can at least leave on a good term with this last map coming up. And
They really need this last map, or else they could risk losing the 3rd seed.
yeah, if you're face down, shields up, you're fighting for your life right now.
Yeah, because if they need to win. If they, I'm pretty sure if they win this map, actually, no, not necessarily. If Eichenwald does take all 3 maps against Tramp Stamp Soccer Moms next, they would be able to jump them in 3rd place, even if face down shields up does win this map here. But it definitely really helps them if they can take this one.
Yeah, no. Li Zhang, the last bastion of hope for face down, shields up right now. You do not. This is a point in the season where you do not want to be losing 0-3 because it can change the map up drastically.
Yeah, especially so 4th and 3rd seeds don't actually get a bye, but 3rd seed does get a 1-game advantage in the series. Which is, I mean, it's just really big. It goes from having to win 2 games to winning 3 games. And that can really be all the difference in a series. So getting this 3rd seed for them is going to be really, really important.
But we see here K4 getting swapped with the Mighty Wolf. Very interesting, as we've only seen K4 on DPS all up until now. So
yeah, I'm really curious to see what they're thinking about playing with that swap here.
And so, oh, yep, here it is. Oh, Dr. Eggman trying to get on
the Doomfist extraordinaire.
He wants
swapping
to.
onto the DPS as Headweaver switching
There
back
it
over to tank.
is. Oh, oh. Baddy League is not fucking around now. They are out for blood on this last map, and there's no doubt we see Eggman on this Doomfist.
Now
Well,
arriving at Lijiang
I'm pretty sure. So what did Tramp Stamp Soccer Moms and Baddy League? So Tramp Stamp Soccer Moms did take the 2-1 over Baddy League. So even if actually if Face Down Shields Up does win this map and Tramp Stamp Soccer Moms 3-0s, Tramp Stamp Soccer Moms actually get 1st place because they hold the head-to-head.
Oh, we're gonna have a very interesting night tonight.
So like I said before the series even started, Baddy League on Wednesday nights, they have this. It's all in their own hands. If they win all 3 maps, they get 1st seed. But if Face Down Shields Up does manage to take this map, Tramp Stamp Soccer Moms does have an opportunity to get that 1st seed if they do get the 3-0.
It's gonna be an interesting night for us, for our leaderboard, no doubt.
Yeah. This is going to be a very, very fun set of games tonight, as this is the last week of the regular season, so it's do or die for a lot of these teams here. As we're going to start off on the control center here on Lijiang Tower.
There it is.
It looks like, yeah, as you'd expect, Dr. Eggman on this Doomfist, but you are going to get the Ryan Zarya tank combo from Headweaver and Benny, which we have not yet to see that this series.
5, 4, 3.
And the Mighty Wolf on the May, so we're gonna probably to counter out Eggman's Doomfist, along with Super Tease McCree.
Scarlet swapped over to the Brigida as this is gonna Brigida a really good Doomfist counter. They really really
don't want to deal with this Doomfist. And
they really don't. This Headweaver's gonna get kind of blocked off by the ice wall, but he is able to retreat. He's kind of just walking up, holding that shield up. As he's gonna have to back off and let his shield recharge. Heron on this Junkrat is really good on this map. See if he can get a lot of work coming in. As Eggman's gonna jump in, but he's gonna get taken out before he can do any damage. But K4 is gonna get traded out by Heron. Heron's gonna take out the Mighty Wolf as well. He's got a really early grip tire. He's gonna do a lot of damage to Sugary Panic, but he's gonna use the gas to help shrug that one off.
Wow, no contention of the point from the side of Face Down Shields Up.
There really hasn't been many kills coming in either direction. Just a couple coming out of Heron, but that was enough to kind of help keep the pressure up to allow them to capture the point here first. As Keeping Pete's gonna pop the Coalescence, as Headweaver's gonna get the charge onto the Mighty Wolf. As Headweaver, Eggman gonna jump into the back line. Eggman gonna take out Super T. This is a really full team wipe. Almost a full team wipe, because yeah, Sugary Panic's gonna get taken out. Not quite the full team kill as they were able to respawn before the last one was taken out, but it may as well have been.
Just wow. All this work to counter the Doomfist.
So now they're pushing up really far. as they're holding really far forward. Heron gonna get a couple kills out really early as they are playing super aggressive. A big Graviton Stretch actually only gonna catch Scarlet with that one as Heron's looking for a target with this Riptire. Gonna be able to catch Super T out with it as, man, they are got full control of the front of this face down shields up spawns as Eggman popping the meteor strike. Oh, he's gonna chill up on top of the spawn. He's gonna look for a big flank. Watch for Eggman here. He's looking for. They do know he's up there. Actually, no, I think they do know he's up there. There's a big slam coming out of Head Reaver. He's gonna be able to get a few with that one. That's gonna allow the rest of their team to follow up and get a couple kills here. As Sound Barrier coming out of Otterbotter. Coalescence putting up Luzinga to try and counter, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna be able to do much as time is ticking down. Only 6% left. I don't think they're gonna be able to get back in time.
Just wow.
Super T switching off to the Tracer to try and get back, but
that Maywall cut them clean in half. But Head Reaver was like, "Oh, we're not trapped in here with you. You're trapped out here with us." Head Reaver, yeah, single-handedly takes him out.
Once they got that advantage, they pushed it to the absolute max. They gave face down shields up no breathing room.
Yeah, if you're face down shields up, you're scratching your head thinking, how do you even work against this?
I honestly don't know, but they gotta figure it out here as we move over to point 2 here on the night market.
5.
K4
Yes,
requesting a pause.
We got a pause coming in out of K4. Interesting.
If you were on the side of face down shields up, I too would need some time to recuperate after that.
Looks like Super T is gonna he's gonna be the one disconnecting here, so they gotta wait for him to come back in. We're gonna take this time to plug one of our sponsors. One of my favorite sponsors, actually, Water.
Yes.
After doing all this shoutcasting, man, my voice is getting really hoarse, really dry. But Water does the trick, keeps you hydrated, keeps your voice nice and smooth, keeps the throat lubricated, and allows us to do what we keep doing: casting great Baddy League Overwatch matches.
That's right, folks. If you want to now, you can go to any of your local stores and get some water for yourself. It is what keeps this Baddy League going, and us announcers able to keep doing our jobs to the fullest.
Or you could just walk over to your sink. I mean, there's water there too. Don't tell anybody that, because we're just trying to get some funds here, but water is well, it's not necessarily free, but
sponsor Water.
It's basically free.
Yeah.
So anyway, as we're sitting here, after taking that first point, what do you think face down shields up can do to try and stop the onslaught?
They haven't tried the Sombra yet, and that's one of the biggest counters for the Doomfist. And I'm just shocked that I don't know if it's that their DPS have never tried the Sombra, but I think it's something because you're at a desperate spot right now. And I think it's something at least worth trying if you want any chance of taking care of this Doomfist.
Yeah, it's been really interesting to see what they do here. But kind of looking at the teams right now. Baddy League kind of running with the same team composition that they had in the first point. You got face down shields up. They're switching off the Orisa Hog over to the Ryan Zarya to counter the Ryan Zarya coming out of Baddy League. The Mighty Wolf going to stick on the Mei as you have the Moira Lucio support combo on both teams here. Super T, he has reconnected. We'll see once we get back going to see what he's going to hop onto.
If I had to take a guess, I'm saying it might be the Reaper. But
I mean, they've kind of run through that, and it really hasn't done too much.
3,
But here we go, getting into the night market as he is indeed gonna go onto the Reaper. As this point's a little bit more enclosed than the control center is a little bit more open in that one. Maybe this close quarters combo of Mei and Reaper is gonna do much, but as I say that, Heron, Head Reaver, Eggman, wow, this is quite a whitewash to start off as before the point even pops. That's a clean 6-0 team wipe coming out of Baddy League, as this is going to be a free point capture for them.
Morale on the
Face
side of morale on the
down.
side of face down, shields up, probably at an all-time low right now. What do you do in this situation?
So the ice wall coming in, going to be able to try and block him off. Is not going to really catch anyone out too much as Head Reaver pushing him back right now. Is Eggman coming in, gets the rocket punch, a really early Earth Shatter coming out of Head Reaver. He's going to get 4. That's going to be an easy team fight cleanup for the rest of them, as that's another, is it almost another team kill? Scar's going to get finished off, and not quite the team kill, but it was a 6-0 team fight win, as face down shields up. You have to find any they need just to find the slightest advantage.
And they can't even find a kill in this round.
So here they come. They're going to come speed boosting out of the choke here, as the Dragon Strike coming out of Heron is not going to be able to find anybody, as it does split up the team. As you got Scarlet here kind of maneuvering around in the back, as
For a back cap.
She's going to get found out by Cube and Pete. She's going to do her best to try and stall, allow the rest of her team to at least get out of the choke. But it doesn't seem like it's going to do too much, as face down shields up, not be able to capitalize on that little bit of relief of pressure.
And Baddy League not even giving face down shields up any breathing room to work with.
Ooh, K4 trying to come in with the Earth Shatter, but he's going to get taken out before he actually lands the hammer, as a Graviton Surge coming out of Benny. He's going to catch a few with that one.
What do you even do if your face down shields up?
They got
a lot of super teams.
there's 3 team fights in total, and I think they got 1 kill. Just a pure domination coming out of Baddy League and Overwatch. Baddy League on Wednesday nights, just man, they are definitely looking like the team to beat going into playoffs here.
After that kind of performance, I think Baddy League deserves that first place spot. They really wanted it.
Yeah, I know we talk about Eggman a lot and what he does on this Doomfist, but you gotta give a lot of hand to the tank duo of Head Reaver and Benny. They really did a lot of work.
Head Reaver and Heron both.
Yeah,
really showing up.
Really just a great team effort coming out of Baddy League on Wednesday nights. Everyone contributing, everyone doing their job, and that's kind of what allows them to really convincingly take all these fights.
Yeah, no, amazing coordination and game sense coming out of Baddy League tonight. Looking to be a real juggernaut in the playoffs.
So with that, Baddy League on Wednesday nights is going to secure the first seed, as Tramp Stamp Soccer Moms can no longer catch them, even if they do get the 3-0. So they're in number 1. Face down shields up, currently sitting in the 3rd spot, but the window is open for Ykenwald, or maybe even the Goobers might be able to actually. The Goobers, they beat face down shields up 2-0 to 1. So if Ykenwald, I think they need just 2 map wins. And Goobers, if they 3-0 scared Streckless, face down shields up could get knocked out of playoff contention.
Ooh. Really stressful moment if you're face down shields up right now.
Yeah, so they're going to be watching really closely for the rest of the matches. Anyway, that's going to end it for game number 1. Ykenwald versus Tramp Stamp Soccer Moms is coming up next. A lot of really good games left to go.